Good afternoon. David Atkins, Target Individual, back with another video. Today is going to be something that Janet Murray wrote 2 days before she died. She was a TI. She dug very deep with information. In fact, if you go to Janet Murray on her Facebook, she's got a lot of good information. I reached out to her and she talked to me a bunch between the month of March 2018, the whole month. I reached out to her off and on, and she was telling me stuff about this program. And, I'm not going to lie, some of the stuff she was telling me, I was like, man, is that possible? Well, now I believe it. She committed suicide April 19th, 2018. And, I just believe I believe TIs that died, and especially died in a horrible manner, or died at all, by direct energy weapons or what's so not, need to be remembered. So I'm remembering Janet Murray today and what she had to say on April 17th, 2 days before she died, what she said to this other TI, which I'm not going to say their name, but there's a lot of information in it. And I'm going to read it because I think she would want it read in memory of her. Okay, I'm starting out with a Bible verse, and I'm going to read this, and I ask all y'all just to give it some open mind and listen to what she had to say. A lot of information in it. Also, if you go to her Facebook page, I'm telling you, there's a lot of information if you scroll down. Okay. I'm coming from Ecclesiastes 6:12, just a quick verse, and then we'll get into what she said. Okay. For who knows what is good for a person in life during the few and meaningless days they pass through like a shadow? Who can tell them what will happen under the sun after they are gone? Solomon said that in Ecclesiastes. Okay, here's what she said. We are being tortured with direct energy psychotronic weapons that attack not only our minds, but our eyes, ears, genitals, solar plexus, throats, and other parts of our bodies. We believe that the conducting metals and self-replicating nanowires with sensors, nanoarrays, and other metallized batteries that are sprayed all over NATO countries enable this technology to work so effectively. These easily ionized metals provide the basis for plasma clouds to be propagated all over the globe. This provides plasma for particle-dense steady-state pulsed plasma weapons and for plasma clouds that hold alpha frequencies for the global brainwave entrainment. This technology is hard to describe but can be well understood from a close reading of the above website and its associated web links. It is possible that these atmospheric spray operations were portrayed to the world leaders as something necessary for a sunscreen against a global warming or for a missile shield. But it is obviously more than that. The world's leaders may have been lied to so as to perpetuate a secret agenda to deploy these weapons worldwide for torture, mind control, economic control, weather control, disaster weapons, and to the great profit of those who have investments in pharmaceuticals and the defense industries. The toxins and germs in the spray are making people sick all over the world, and this is going to make people with these investments very rich. Some of the people in the White House and our Department of Defense have large stock market shares of companies that make respiratory, heart, neurological, and Alzheimer's medicine. The aluminum and barium in this spray cause disease of lungs, heart, nervous system, and memory. The victims of this direct energy torture and chemtrail activists have appealed to our legislator, the Environmental Protection Agency, Justice Department, the Federal Communications Commission, the White House, the Department of Defense, all branches of our military, Homeland Security, and many, many other agencies and officials within our government. We've tried bringing lawsuits for damages and permanent injunctions, but none of our efforts have been successful. We are treated like we're insane and of no importance. We desperately need your help. We're literally being tortured to death. Many of the victims of this torture cannot work and so have no financial resources to continue to bring lawsuits to the courts. Some of the victims have died from internal injuries resulting from these weapons. Some have committed suicide because the pain is just too great. She would go on to commit suicide 2 days after this. Many of our servicemen and servicewomen are victims too. These are not non-lethal weapons. These weapons are cruel, inhumane, and eventually totally lethal. The military refers to these weapons as slow kill weapons. Some of the victims have children who have been tortured with these weapons. How do we help these children who are being tortured in their minds, bodies, and sexually by these psychopathic people? Many of the victims that we're in contact with live in other countries. In this country, there are telephone conference calls every night, 1 day a week. There are a number of international calls. These calls are to support each other and try to figure out what course of action to take next. We are not sure which agency in this country is responsible for this torture. It is possible that this is a huge joint operation involving many different departments of our government and military, along with NATO involvement. In 1977, we had a Senate hearing here on MK-Ultra, a program that experimented on 27,000 Americans with radiation, germs, drugs, electrical shock, and non-ionizing radiation. There were around 30 U.S. agencies and departments involved and over 100 universities. Many of us believe that this program has never stopped, but it became became more secret and has continued on a much larger scale. There was another program called COINTELPRO, which is a federal psychological warfare, harassment, and surveillance program that went along with MK-Ultra. We believe that COINTEL program never stopped either and is used in conjunction with MK-Ultra to break our wills, deprive us of freedom and due process, and short destroy us as persons. These programs probably are called by other names now. These programs appear to be worldwide, and it may be they're just parts of a global mind control, torture, and surveillance program led by the corrupt gladio elements of NATO. All we know is the nanowires are all over the globe. This directed energy psychotronic program is all over the globe, and that if allowed to continue, this program will destroy all republics and all life. These nanowires copy germs that can now be found in plants and the animals. Many reptiles are dying because the nanowires growing out of their eyes. Sometimes one can break a dead bee open and find that there's nothing inside anymore except nanowires. This is what she's saying. In America, people who are sick from nanowires are referred to as having diseases called Morgellons. Some of these Morgellons victims have died or committed suicide. It's believed that most of the people worldwide carry these nanowires in their bodies and minds are asymptomatic. And when she means about nanowires, she's talking about smart dust, nanotech, nanobots, whatever you want to call them. Okay, in America, people who are sick from nanowires are referred to as having Morgellons. Some of these Morgellon victims have died or committed suicide. It's believed most people worldwide carry these nanowires in their body and minds, but are asymptomatic. They can send and receive specifically tuned electromagnetic, radio, microwave, and ELF frequencies, extra low frequencies. This would appear to enable disease frequencies, mind manipulation, remote control of limbs in the body, and chemical/molecular control of organs. It operates as a network, an interbody network. And I'm telling you one thing, I've seen videos of TIs personally, that I know personally, who had pulled stuff that was moving around out of their bodies. They look like fibers, but they move around and they look like little insects that come out of them. I've seen the videos of them doing it. They've shared them with me. So this is something that exists. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's Morgellons. Okay, I know that I'm conveying you may be seen preposterous, but I assure you, one cannot make this tale up. It sounds like science fiction, but it's being backed up by hard science documented on the above website. Please send us a special rapporteur to take our labs, reports, documents, medical evidence, certified meter readings, ultrasounds, advanced material testing reports, and our stories. Please send us help. We're getting no help from our government or the courts. We just feel like dying. We're in electronic prison, an electric slavery, and we're just at our wits' end. Every day we fight terrific feelings of just killing ourselves. We need help. The pain is unbearable, horrific. The information we have will allow your organization to open an investigation that's global in scope, and we may just save the planet from extinction. We are finding anthrax and uranium in the spray. The nanowires are causing people like here to grow pseudo hair and artificial skin. Like I said, it copies DNA. For all we know, these nanowires may be copying our bones and tissues and nerves. This is what she said now. I'm not agreeing or not agreeing with this, but a lot of what she says I've researched to be true. Okay, and she's not done yet. A Dr. Stranger here in Los Angeles has the lab reports on these nanowires. She is an environmental and industrial toxicologist and can tell you much more about this than I. You will also find information, damage, and biowarfare elements of this program at http://carnicorn.com. One can put anything inside of these nanowires. drugs, hormones, genetic materials, germs, toxins, nerve gas, or other substances. These wires conduct work as a network and can be used to link people together using electronic brain link technologies. And it's the carnicorninstitute.org is what she shared. And I haven't researched this yet, but I just figured she deserved to rest in peace. Rest in peace, Janet Murray. And thank you for fighting for our target individuals, digging deep with evidence and hanging on as long as you could. We really appreciate it. Janet Murray was born December 31st, 1956, and she died April 19th, 2018. Again, rest in peace, Janet Murray. Gone but never forgotten. Y'all have a good day. I got some good information coming up for y'all this week. But just take a moment of silence for Janet Murray, if you would. God bless.